As the flash dims, Pyra is lying down on the grass. Pyra then wakes up, followed by standing up only to find himself on a hilltop, the sun in the sky, and the castle within the battleground in the distance. Only things look more peaceful than they did.
You've done well to make it to the third aisle.
Pyra turns to look back, ultimately seeing a giant crystal dragon statue. Confused, Pyra looks around for the source of the voice. Who said that?
Up here.
Pyra then looks up to see what appears to be a crystal dragon of unknown origin atop the crystal dragon statue. What kind of dragon are you? The crystal dragon then flies down to meet with Pyra.
The kind that comes from the stars. I'm Flashwing.
How am I here?
Call it a miracle of the Lost Isles. It means you've made it to the end of the second aisle.
What's been going on? That thing.
An interloper. An unknown one. This darkness has seeped into the Lost Isles. It seeks the same thing as you do.
Voices and people I've met so far keep going on about this hope.
That hope is a power none of us could have seen coming.
Us?
Don't think too much on it. I'm a traverser like you, but I'm traversing for a couple friends I plan on meeting up with in the far future.
Are they here?
No, they're sleeping at the moment, but when the time comes when they do awaken, I have to be there. I'm kind of using this place to make time go faster, but it's a maze. Beings like me aren't as lucky as you, so I could be searching for a long time. But until then, I'm tasked with aiding you on your quest.
So, where exactly do I go next?
Actually, where we go. I believe we were meant to meet so both of our journeys could reach their end. But first, we'll need to ask the wise spirit dragon.
The one from the legends? Where could he be? Flashwing then points directly at the giant crystal dragon statue. A giant statue has the wisdom of one of the most powerful dragons in history? Out of the blue, the dragon statue begins to move and looks down at Pyra, much to his shock.
What the?
I may be a giant statue, but I'm wiser than I appear. Okay, first a talking tree, now a talking statue. My story shall be for another time, if there will be time at all. Huh? What are you getting at? The interloper that has invaded the Lost Isles. It is traversing toward the final isle.
How much longer do we have until we get there?
Merely 2 more aisles. You both must hurry. The hope of the future is in your claws. Suddenly, the spirit dragon unleashes a humongous flash of light, engulfing the area. What?
Wait a minute!
As the flash dims, Pyra awakens to once again find himself on the battlefield he was lost in. Oh no, not again. Not here.
Flashwing! Where are you?
Pyra then looks on as dragons around him begin falling in battle, causing his innate fear to once again re-emerge. Just then, the vortex above unleashes a fearsome roar, causing a wave of red to flash through Pyra's pupils as he looks up toward the vortex. As the vortex dives downward, Pyra steps back, only for the vortex to land in front of him, and for a shadowy silhouette to emerge from the crater, instilling great fear within Pyra. Pyra then looks up as the silhouetted head of a black dragon emerges. Pyra then looks on in abject horror as he notices what appears to be a dragon identical to Pyra, almost lifeless and hanging from the black dragon's teeth. Suddenly, an unknown dragon swoops in and grabs Pyra, whisking him away from the battlefield. Just then, the the two traverse to a new area, a particular-looking mountain. After Pyra looks up, he recognizes the familiar dragon. Master Ignitus. Not now. We must get close. Close? Ignitus then places Pyra down at a nearby cliff top, followed by landing next to him. Master! Pyra's expression then changes to one of shock as he looks upon his master, now covered in deep scars. You must have questions. Ignitus then begins to shed tears as he looks at Pyra. I am ready to answer. Master, did the enemy do that to you? Yes. It was her, wasn't it? The Black Dragon. That is correct. Who is she? She is the successor to the Dark Armies, the enemy we were sent to fight. Successor? You mean she's the one who captured the munitions forge? Yes. After the fall of the Dark Master, she emerged immediately after, outside of our sight until the elders had shared the information. So then, is this her home? Yes, this is her home, the Well of Souls. So we're here to destroy her? No, we are here to destroy the Dragonator. Flashwing then approaches from the sky, finally reuniting with Pyra. To ensure that it never reaches Warfang. Flashwing, you are safe. You've met? Each traverser has their own time axis, basically meaning one can travel longer or shorter than another. So you can guess how long we've been traveling. So then, where's the successor? She is occupied on a mission of her own, but even I know it will never be permanent. We must strike before she is released and free to use the Dragonator. Pyra hesitates for a moment, but as Ignitus and Flashwing move forward, Pyra decides to follow behind. Meanwhile, within the Well of Souls, the Ape King Gull, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, is looking out onto the horizon. Just then, another ape approaches Gull. King Gull! What is it? The terror of the skies. She's transported the last crystal. We're on to march on the Forgotten Isles for the final assault. What? It's by her orders, sir. If you don't believe me, ask the sorceress. Fool! We cannot leave, for the night of eternal darkness is nigh. But perhaps we can expose their fatigue from battle. Prepare the Dragonators. Yes, Jingle. As the ape soldier takes his leave, Gull looks up at the almost aligned celestial moons above in awe. Moments later, Pyra and Ignitus stealthily sneak into the Well of Souls, staying unseen by multiple ape warriors. Why sneak in? You can just blast these guys. We are too heavily outnumbered. A stealth approach is needed. You gotta admit, it's pretty weird. Pyra, Ignitus, and Flashwing continue on, sneaking into the castle. As they continue through the mountain, avoiding the soldiers, they then pass a certain room, which Pyra and Flashwing take notice of. Instantly forgetting about Ignitus, Pyra enters the room as Ignitus presses on, not noticing Pyra and Flashwing's absence. Pyra and Flashwing look on as they notice Gull's throne room, also known as his chamber. Pyra, we should be following Ignitus. What's wrong? There's something about this place. Yeah, it's evil, it's dark, and it's smelly. We should really get going. Not yet. There's someone calling me. Huh? As Pyra and Flashwing reach the center of the room, they look directly up at the celestial moons above. triggering lights to show within Pyra's pupils. Meanwhile, Ignitus arrives at what appears to be the base of the mountain, where the arsenal of the Dark Armies is kept. A Dragonator is seen within the underground armory.
There it is. Are you prepared to burn bright, Pyra? Pyra? Flashwing?
Ignitus looks back, only to finally notice the duo's absence.
Oh, children, what have you done?
Back in Gull's throne room, Pyra panics as he begins to see what may be visions of the future. Pyra would first see Warfang in flames, attacked by an army of black, undead-looking dragons accompanied by multiple Dragonators. He would then see a strange realm. Within it, the visage of the black dragon he saw, and a young, unknown purple dragon. Finally, Pyra would see the image of a silhouette of the evil-looking shadow dragon. Pyra takes a deep breath in a panic as he's brought back to reality.
Pyra, we have to go. Now, before the apes come back.
There's more.
What?
She's planning an attack.
What are you talking about?
The terror of the skies. She's planning an attack on Warfang. We have to stop her.
Whoa, wait a minute. We need to destroy the Dragonator here. Whatever you saw could be a threat to the timeline.
We can't just sit here and do nothing. We can destroy all the Dragonators and then destroy the successor.
You can't. The one power that can stop her is what's at the final isle.
Can't keep relying on this hope you guys keep droning on about. Need to do something now. We are here to stop her after all.
That's not at all why we're here.
Then what are we here to do?
We're here to save her.
Pyra then looks on in shock. Save? The successor? One responsible for all this pain?
You've got it wrong, Pyra.
How could I get it wrong? You expect me to risk my neck for the one who killed so many of my people, my parents? You're nothing but a traitor, are you?
That's not it. You don't understand.
From my point of view, there's nothing to understand. Just then, Ignitus returns as Pyra turns to walk away. Pyra, Flashwing, why are you here? You know our mission. You mustn't go wandering off. Come, we must destroy the Dragonator. There are more. What? I saw. They have more Dragonators. How? You must be mistaken. The battle at the munitions forge was over a week ago. Week? No. It doesn't make sense for some reason. Time is not what it seems on the Lost Isles, but we are needed to ensure that the Dragonator that they do have is destroyed. You know, don't you? Pyra, why? Why are you lying to me, Master? Pyra, why have you been acting so strange since you found me?
Pyra, please listen to me.
Why am I here? Why can't I even recognize you? Because I'm not your Ignitus! Pyra looks on in confused and horrid shock, just as Flashwing and Ignitus show an expression of guilt. What? Suddenly, a beam of green magic light strikes Ignitus, Pyra, and Flashwing, knocking them out as a result. As Pyra looks up with blurry vision, he comes face to face with Gull, the Ape King.
Well then, it appears there were some dragons we missed.
Moments later, Pyra awakens to find himself in a cage alongside Ignitus and Flashwing, their heads drooping down in sorrow. What happened? The Ape King Gull has imprisoned us within the Well of Souls, but we are too late. We've been in this cage for a myriad of hours. The celestial moons are soon in alignment. The Dark Master is soon to return. What? Why didn't you tell us sooner? Ignitus hesitates for a moment.
I knew too. We both did.
Who are you? Really? I am not the Ignitus you knew. I am a traverser from another time stream. Time stream?
It's an ancient term for timeline.
As you may know, time travels through these lost isles since it bears the closest range to the realm of the origin element. However, not just any being can traverse without cost. In order to do so, their body must be left behind, leaving the spirit to be the one to traverse. And the only path to such a task is death. Pyra then goes wide-eyed, realizing something. I've been called a traverser. Am I? I am so sorry, Pyra. Pyra drops to his knees, needing to take this revelation in for a moment. But Flashwing.
I'm one of the few exceptions. It's not impossible for the living to traverse, but it's harder. The more I traverse, the weaker my cosmic energy becomes. If I don't reach my destination soon, then I will share the same fate as the both of you have.
An air of silence fills the room. Pyra? You really Ignitus? As I said, I am not of your time stream. But yes. Pyra shows an expression of confusion and surprise, wondering what he could mean, but doesn't turn to him out of disappointment. I came from another time stream, one where the Dragonator did not exist. A flashback then shows this Ignitus' version of the battle at the munitions forge. Everything turned out the same until me and the Guardians decided to take the fight to the successor herself. Together, we fought with everything we had. However, in the end, my brothers were captured, and our army destroyed. The Black Dragon used her element of fear to weaken our forces. The truth of the matter was that we lost the final battle before it even began. In the end, I, and even you, perished at the hands of the Terror of the Skies. Well, it may not mattered anyway. Shiny here was gonna help Miss Dark and Scary.
First of all, call me Shiny again and I'll break your horns. Second, Miss Dark and Scary didn't start out that way. She was raised by darkness beyond any of our understanding, but I've also seen the good she's capable of. What little light she has left. And that light is meant to bring hope.
Pyra decides to remain silent at these revelations, not saying a word as he faces away from Ignitus and Flashwing. You were still my Battle Squire in my time stream, so don't ever think I could never notice the fear within you. Even as a traverser, every version of you is the same. I have no doubt the effect of her siren scream triggered this fear within you, but its effects would have worn off many hours ago. The only one encouraging this fear within you is yourself. I've been expected to press on. I hear this voice in my head. The giant talking tree saved me from some kind of shadow dragon. I saw our people being destroyed by giant green monsters, and I even saw my brother. And I don't know if he's alive. And yet, I understand how you must feel. But this is for the hope of dragonkind? And what exactly is that? Why am I someone who has to endure? What about me is so special? Why me? In truth, nothing. Neither you nor your brother was born from any powerful bloodline. You possess no special fire. Nothing that would make you stand out from any other fire dragon. But all of that matters little compared to what you've gained since I found you. And what's that? Courage. Pyra then thinks back to what his brother said. Ignite your courage. For him! Pyra shows an expression of realization in response to Ignitus' words. Pyra then stands up with a newly found resolve in his eyes.
Pyra?
Well, what are we waiting for? We got a Dragonator to destroy. But the moons. If what everyone's saying is true, then we're not here to change the future. We're here to give it a chance. To give it hope. Flashwing smiles at Pyra's words. But how are we to escape? The cage is meant to protect itself from fire. Maybe by fire, but I don't think cosmic energy counts. Flashwing stands up and then walks toward Pyra's side of the cage.
Stand back, everyone.
Flashwing then unleashes her luminous lasers to cut through the cage, allowing the ends of the bars to melt like butter, causing the middle pieces to fall and create an opening. Incredible! Pyra and company then exit the cage, all happy to finally be free. Just then, ape soldiers doing their rounds notice them, heading downward to subdue them.
Hey! Don't let them get away!
Ready, guys? Ignitus looks down, proud of this version of his pupil. Flashwing also smiles at Pyra, proud to stand by his side. Ready, young Battle Squire. The three look on and smile as they ready themselves for battle, followed by charging ahead with everything they've got.